Pop quiz, can you tell what'll happen next? If you said complete DD destruction of the opponent through Gordo Master and Sniping Part 2, then you are correct. Gordos are an incredible tool, and we've already gone over a lot with them, especially in the previous video, but you can use them both on stage and off stage for some incredible kill and edge guarding opportunities if you know your Gordo well enough. Those opportunities can be practiced and repeated in competitive matches. See here, I clearly know where I'm going to put the Gordo, and this is how I get the stock. So, just for a quick review, in the last video we went over standing Gordo trajectories. Know these. And we then went over the jump Gordo trajectories. Know these as well, because now we're going to apply them. But applying them into the Gordo snipe. Yeah, now let's see that again and break it down. To define that, Gordo sniping is when you put it as vertically and close to the ledge as possible while not allowing it to bounce on stage. The point is to put a Gordo right at this spot just under the ledge for as long as possible when the opponent is recovering. Time it right, and it allows Dedede to edgeguard when he's actually not at the ledge, and then allows him to set up according to however the opponent reacts. Note here how Dedede leaves the ground just past that center dot on Final Destination. I then use a down Gordo, and that puts it at just the perfect place where it misses the ledge, and then continues for a potential edgeguard. All this is practicable. You just have to know where to jump from, and then which Gordo to use. Honestly, I'd say do it by feel, but I will give you a few examples. For example, right here, you'll see I jumped from just before that dot, and now I'm going to use a solid smash forward Gordo. Use this when you have the most distance to cover and the least amount of time. You can see here a few more examples. I got a jump one, and that is perfect, but this next one's going to be a little bit too high. You have to practice these, so that at any time, no matter how far you are from the ledge, you will be able to put out an edge guard. And here's an example when I'm a bit closer to the ledge, going with a full hop D-tilt Gordo. See how fast that drops off? That was a perfect example. This one's not quite as good, a little farther away. Of course, you can do this while standing too. The reason I talk about the jump Gordos is because it allows you to keep forward momentum while still throwing the Gordo. Here's an example of the perfect distance for a forward Gordo. Exactly covers the ledge grab. Now you see that little impact right there on the ledge? Is it techable? Well, yes. However, even if teched, it definitely leaves your opponent at a major disadvantage where you could possibly follow up with yet another Gordo or a spike. Of course, you might be asking, what about multi-bounces? And there is definite tech here. But honestly, I might have to do a second video on this, for maybe distances for multiple bounces at different Gordo strengths. We'll see, stay tuned for that. For now, just practice this on your own, and note that if you time it right, you can have the Gordo multi-bounce hit after their invulnerability period. Now obviously, if you're right on the ledge, a simple U-Gordo is the fastest edgeguard once spaced correctly. Let's slow that down. Notice how the Gordo clips right through the ledge there? That is when you've spaced this perfectly. Practice this and enjoy the rewards. So now let's look at this Cloud video again. I read his roll, and now I short hop. Since I've practiced it, I know which one to use out of short hop, the tilted down Gordo. It works perfectly, and I DD dance my little head off. Obviously, the distance you can practice at works on all stages, because, like FD, all stages have edges. But of course, Lylat is the special one, but that in no way means that you cannot Gordo snipe just as well here. When on the bottom floor, the general rule is stand behind that little jet cylinder and throw it a D Gordo or an F Gordo. You'll have to adjust a bit if that wing of the ship is up or down, but it's pretty easy to gauge by the eye. You'll get a hang for it, just try once or twice. But dependent on what the ship is doing, there's even cooler tech from the middle platform. Watch how this Gordo drops. See? The trick is, if that wing of the ship is rising at all, it'll make the Gordo drop straight into the perfect edge guard. And here's another example. But this does not work if that part of the ship is holding still and all the way up. That's when the Gordo will bounce, just as seen there. However, when that wing of the ship is lowered, the Gordo will actually completely miss and again be a perfect edge guard. But if it rises, it bounces off. So quick summary. When the part of the ship you're throwing the Gordo at is rising, falling, or low, down or forward Gordo. Whenever that part of the ship is high and holding still, that's when you snipe from the ground. Now these next two clips are from Girthquake. You've seen him in some of the videos, and he has a great channel and is also a hilarious Dedede player. Please go subscribe to him. I'll put the link for his channel below. One more thing I want to show you about Lylat. See that jet cylinder that Gordo's over? Depending on where the Gordo hits it, it'll make it arc at a very specific angle. It's easy if you use a U-Gordo, like Earthquake is doing right here, and once the Gordo hits it on that left side, it'll arc over and be a perfect edgeguard Gordo snipe. And of course, if you're with it, you can get some crazy follow-ups. Seriously, follow this guy, he's doing some great stuff. Now, another video from him, you can apply all these principles on Battlefield as well. If you arc a down Gordo from the top, you can often hit people into your waiting smash attack. And finally, one more stage-specific example on Smashville, and this was the subject of one of my other videos, but if you snipe someone and hit them on the far side while you're on the moving platform, you can also ping-pong them right into the hammer for some great kill combos. Otherwise, I hope you have fun implementing this into your game. Please practice it. But otherwise, be looking for the final video in this series, Gordo Sticking, and man, that's going to be good. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like and subscribe. This is Soul Train. I'll see you next time.